Hello YouTube, it is EverythingEpan here, and in today's video we are doing a video tutorial on how to install Ubuntu version 22.04 in Virtualbox. Now Ubuntu version 22.04 or 2204 or whatever you want to call it is the latest version of Ubuntu at the time of this video. Of course there is obviously different releases that come out. I just like to do a video for Ubuntu every once in a while to just kind of get a refresher tutorial for anybody that uses Ubuntu or any kind of Linux in this type of thing. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and just get straight into the video. So in the description down below, you will get a link for Virtualbox. You can download it for your specified operating system here. You can also download the extension pack if you'd wish. And then the second link that will be in the description is a link to download the latest version of Ubuntu. Now, obviously, if you watch this video in the future, then the version may be higher than this currently says. But here are the recommended system requirements too, if you need it for reference. And the LTS here means, as it says here, long-term support. So if anybody uses this, even on actual hardware, has 5 years of support. So this had come out in April of this year, so it is supported up until April of 2027. With that being said, again, those links will be in the description. Download each of those as you need. And then we're going to go ahead and jump into VirtualBox and start creating the machine here. So we have VirtualBox open here now, and I have some machines on the left side. May differ for you. You may not have any yet. But regardless, we're going to go up to the top here and hit New to create a new virtual machine. And I'm just going to call this Ubuntu 22.04. And then it should automatically select the type as Linux, and the version is Ubuntu 64-bit here. If it does not, please change that accordingly, and then change your machine folder accordingly as well if you do wish to save it to a different location. And then hit Next. It's going to ask you how much memory or RAM you want to dedicate to it. In this case, am going to dedicate 4 gigs to it. You can up it or keep it at the recommended of a gig as you wish, but do not go any lower than the recommended size. Once that's set, hit Next. We'll go ahead and create the virtual hard drive. It does recommend a hard drive size of at least 10 gigs. We'll hit Create here, pick your specified hard disk file type. Usually I just hit VDI since I keep these in VirtualBox, but VHD may work better, or VMDK if you do want to use it in other platforms such as VMware. Once you have the file type you want, hit Next. You can certainly pick either one of these as well. I usually just do dynamically allocated so it doesn't already fix up that 10 gigs on my storage. You can do fixed if you want, but normally I just do dynamically allocated, hit Next. And then I'm going to leave this at the default of 10 gigs. You can change this as you wish. If you want to give it some more, 15 gigs, 20 gigs, 25 gigs, etc., certainly can increase it as needed. And then once you have your specified amount, we'll just go ahead and hit Create, and it will create our machine down here. And then the next step you'll want to go ahead and do is in the Settings tab up here. We'll hit Settings to get into this window. We'll hit the Storage tab on the left. And then there'll be the empty disk. We'll want to hit the disk on this right side here. We'll hit Choose a Disk File. And then we're going to want to locate where we had saved the ISO file. As you can see, obviously, there's been previous versions of Ubuntu here. At the bottom, it does have it listed in numerical order. We have the 22.04. But again, wherever yours is located, find the ISO, go ahead and select it and hit Open, and it will throw it into that IDE disk controller there. Once that's in there, just hit OK. That should be the only thing in the settings we'll need to change. And then we'll go ahead and start the virtual machine. And so the virtual machine will start up here. And it does give you the option to actually try the OS. It does have an OEM installer for manufacturers, safe graphics option, and test memory. Normally, you want to select the top option here to try or install it. It will load it up into the operating system at first. So as you can see, they have changed the loading screen over the years. So that is something that's newer that I've seen in this release is the new loading screen. Kind of gives me a Windows 10 or Windows 11 loading screen kind of a vibe there. So it'll load up into the operating system. Could take longer or shorter depending on your hardware that you have. And in theory, once this is done loading up, it will get us to the desktop. As you can see here, there is the desktop. And then once everything loads, there will be a option here to go ahead and actually install it. And as I was talking, the tone decided to play. So as you can see, you can try the OS here by clicking this link, making sure you have your specified language, or you can go ahead and install it. So doing a try Ubuntu link here will actually give you free reign of actually trying the operating system without installing it. But in this case, we're going to go ahead and just do an installation just to show you the install procedure. So hit install Ubuntu. It's going to ask us to select our keyboard layout. Of course, I'm going to leave mine at the English US default that I have. And then we will hit continue. And then it will ask what kind of installation you would like to have. You can do a normal installation or a minimum installation. Normally I just do normal, since a lot of the other stuff it includes really doesn't take up too much space. As you can see, it includes a few other things from the web browser, and this says basic utilities for the minimal. This has all utilities, Office software, games, and media players. Excuse me. Other options down here, you can also check this to download the latest updates while installing Ubuntu. That will definitely save some time during the install, so usually I recommend checking that. You can also install third-party software for graphics and Wi-Fi hardware. This especially is a good option for anybody that is installing this on actual hardware. And maybe that's a video I can do in the future here too, is actually installing it on actual hardware too. And that would be really an option where we'd want to leave that checked. But I'm going to leave it unchecked for now. We're going to do a normal installation to include everything, and I'm going to download the updates. We're going to go ahead and hit continue. And it will load us to the next screen. By the way, if it does cut off down here, it should still be accessible to click the buttons. It just may not show all of the text. That should be fixed once this install is done. So the only two options here you have is to erase the disk and install Ubuntu, or choose something else. For virtual machine purposes, usually you just need to do the erase disk and install Ubuntu. The something else would be as if you're trying to like dual boot it on actual hardware with your operating system, or if you want to do a manual resize of your drive to dedicate a portion to Ubuntu. But we're just going to do the erase disk option up top, and we'll just hit install now. And then we'll confirm the changes here that it's going to your disk. We'll just hit continue to confirm the changes. And then it will ask for your time zone. Currently has me in the Central Time, as it should for myself. You can certainly pick Eastern Time or Central Time, Mountain Time, West Coast time, everything on here, or wherever you're at, specify your time zone there, hit continue. It's going to ask to pick a username. I'm just going to fill out this information. You would also just fill out however you would like to have it as well. So I'm just going to put my channel name as the name. I'm going to put Ubuntu 22.04 just as a computer name. And then I'll change the username to shorten it up a little bit. And then I believe, yes, it does require a password you will need to enter in. So I'll just throw one in there. And again, of course, your username and name and computer name will also differ from what I have it set here. Set it either preference you would like here. It's kind of personal preference on this. You can do login automatically or require the password. I'll just do require the password. And we'll hit continue to confirm. So while we were doing a few of those, it was going through with copying files in the background. So this is going to be the longest portion of the installation. So we're going to let this sit and let it finish through the install. Maybe reboot once or twice here. And I will be back with you guys once we hit the next screen or it gets to a reboot point. All right, and then eventually you should get to this screen where it says installation complete, and it will ask us to do a restart of the computer in order to use the new install. So we are going to go and hit restart now, and it should restart your virtual machine here. Again, bringing up this new loading screen here, and it will ask us to remove the installation medium, and sometimes I actually do it automatically, but if it doesn't, go ahead and do a right click on the disk down and below in the bottom right and do the remove disk from virtual drive option. And then we'll hit enter, and it will do a actual reboot here of the OS. And once the reboot occurs, it will load up the operating system again here. Through the process of that should bring us eventually, to that boot up screen here. And then once that is done loading, that should get us to the, since I did hit the login automatically, it shouldn't make me log in, but sometimes it may bring you up to the login screen if you did hit the require password option. So it will load there, and then eventually should bring up the desktop here. So we will let this continue to load up and come back at the desktop. All right, so it will indeed bring us to the login page here. So I will go ahead and hit my user here and then type in the password that I'd went ahead and set for it. It should log us in here. And there it has everything loaded up here. It's got your dot on the left side, and then it should come up with a window here for, if you want to register any online accounts. I'm just going to skip that here for now, and then just going to hit next, send reports. You can decline if you want. I'm going to decline location services, and then it says you're ready to go. And it has all of this software available here, so you can install apps such as Spotify, Microsoft Teams. There's a preview version of that for Ubuntu, OBS, Discord, VLC, just to name some main ones in here. And so, but we can just hit done, and there is the desktop here. So that is a tutorial here on how to install Ubuntu version 22.04 in VirtualBox, and you can also actually up the screen resolution here too if you want it to be a little bit wider. But anyway, that's the video here. If you guys did enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like down below, and if it certainly did help you out, certainly do leave a like and comment any future video ideas you guys have. Certainly we'll take any into consideration. If you do have any ideas, certainly do let me know. But that is, again, the video on how to install Ubuntu version 22.04. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video.